Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Kooplings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack. My name is Donnie. I'm here with Delvin. We have no Rebecca. She has left us all alone. The title of today's episode is Hatch Tales is the new Rickroll. It was going to be guys just being dudes, if you've ever seen that, but yes, I couldn't let the Hatch Tales thing go. Like it's so funny.
That's
yeah, that's the new thing. Delvin, how are you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing terrible. I feel sick.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened. The past
going
few
around,
days
man.
have been rough, man. And it's not now, it's more annoying than anything because I feel fine, but I have this cough that's uncontrollable. It's like, oh, I'm dying. This is the end, this is the end of the road for me.
Gloria. Oh, I'm coming. You should test because it's like with my kids did pop for COVID. We had like 3 people on our team pop for COVID. I know there's another team. Like it is, if you look at the news, you just search. I know nobody cares anymore, but it is like, it seems to be surging at the moment. Like something's going around.
Oh, cool. I got a test kit here so I can test myself. That shouldn't be a problem. But otherwise, not everything's been good. I guess I'll start. Haven't been playing much games, but I did watch 2 movies, Donnie.
Which ones did you watch?
Alien Romulus.
Ooh, I go today. 6 o'clock.
I enjoyed it a lot. Thought it was really fun.
Ooh, can I read you something?
Of course.
Okay, let me read you something. It's gonna take me a minute to go find it. So, what was your other movie that you saw?
Oh, this is gonna be fun, Donnie. That Mickey Mouse movie, Mickey Mouse Mousetrap.
Christ!
I finally, because after I got home from watching Alien, I was like, I want to watch another horror movie. I'm in a great mood. Why the fuck did I do that?
Good question.
I can't even joke. This is probably the worst horror movie I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. So there's a YouTuber who does a lot of Switch coverage that I share a lot of. I watch his stuff. I like his stuff. It's Skill Up, right? I think most people know that channel and stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty popular one. So he had a tweet on Threads the other day that I saw. It says, Alien Romulus is to the Alien franchise what The Force Awakens is to Star Wars, derogatory. He went on to clarify it. I don't see the clarification. I wonder if he deleted it, but he went on to say that it's basically a retelling of the first one in the worst ways, and he hated it and said it would not age well. So I just merely wanted to ask you, agree or disagree?
Yes, but not in the way he said it. Because I don't know, people have short memory. People forget The Force Awakens was beloved when it first came out. Like, even now, it's a pretty great movie. It's the other 2 that people had a problem with.
Yeah, it's like it started, and I think people were ready for a reboot. Like after the prequels and everything, people were ready for the reboot and get back to like what it used to be. And then they did, and people liked it, and then they drew Ray outside the lines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this one, The Force Awakens is a good comparison. I wouldn't go that far. It feels a lot like the first movie because in many ways, it's a sequel to the first movie. You know, and it's very fun. It's interesting. I think I'm glad you caught that kind of bug. That's why
you look. We don't have to do. You can save it for Decade of Horror. I was just like because I haven't seen it yet. I just wanted a overarching, and I don't think our Shack folks want to listen to us talk about horror movies for 30 minutes, which we can easily do. But
I'll put it this way to bring it back to Shack. It's so good. It made my son go buy like Aliens games.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Like he went and got Isolation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of that stuff's on sale right now. I think it's on sale on Switch soon.
Wow. Nice.
So
Yeah, so I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't respond yet. But just seeing the tweet did make me have like a thought. And my thought was generally based on where Alien the franchise has gone from 3 to Resurrected to Prometheus to Covenant. I kind of think a back to basics like reboot, like claustrophobic, simple aliens movie is kind of what people are wanting. So if that's what Fady has delivered, I honestly think that's probably a win. And I'm sorry that Switch Up didn't like it, but I would imagine that at least horror, like the horror, not that I follow a lot, but the horror outlets and like the personalities and stuff that I see on socials, I think they would welcome that. Like that's what they want. What they don't want is like more space epic, planetary universe,
Yeah, it's
Prometheus
not that.
shit. I don't think they want that anymore. So I don't know. I think that sounds like a good thing.
The
But-
only complaint I've seen so far about the movie is people not liking that third act. And I can
Mm.
see why. The third act is a little bit, it falters a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty good.
We'll see. I will see today. I will see today. Cool.
Oh, yeah, it's really
So-
going around.
It is. Yeah, I know it's a thing. So no games to speak of at all.
No, not really, because I was gonna play some games today, but I just didn't feel into it because I was sick. I'm like still feel groggy. Like I watched the Mickey Mouse movie because I didn't have the energy to do anything else, and I'm like, this movie fucking sucks. It's like really bad. It's like you don't have to worry about that being in my decade of horror top 5 because it would not be in my top 100. That shit sucks.
We've let
It-
G-Man down because it's Movie Shack and Rebecca's not here. Like we're just
Yeah. Sorry, G man. Hate to break it to you. She's here.
Oh, man. I
She
can't
said
see
she'll be
how-
back. She's going to get some wings.
he's got the COVID too. So
Oh man, I can't see it. That sucks, man.
sucks. I told you. Here's the funny thing. So far, I'm spared. My entire family got sick, and I am just been right as rain the entire time. So
That's good. That's really good.
yeah, I don't know.
And,
I
and
mean,
my
I
sickness is
slept.
more
I slept on the
aggravating than
couch
anything
for a few days because she was like really sick. I was like, I'm not sleeping in there. But like after a few days, she started to get better, and I'm sleeping in the bed and stuff. And
else. Let
Yeah,
me ask
no
the question.
problem.
What kind of couch do you have? Do you have one of those good couches that's like comfortable to sleep in, or like one of those couches like
it's kind
kinda
of
fucks-
probably in between. Like I don't genuinely like. I do have a sleeper couch. I didn't pull out the sleeper bed because the mattress is like a joke. But like with a fan and the air conditioning, like the cushions themselves, if you're laying on it, if you're laying down on the couch, they're pretty comfortable. Like that's
Yeah.
not too bad. But I kind of hate sitting on the couch. Like the backrest is like kind of the
oh, I
worst
got
part.
you.
Yeah.
See,
So I generally don't try to sit on the couch if I can get away with it.
Yeah, because my grandmother, because the house I live in now is my grandmother's old house. So now when I get on our couch, we bought a couch for here, like I guess a furniture set, I guess 5 years ago, and it's all fancy and stuff. We got like USB chargers, and it has like
Wow.
reclining chairs. The chairs
Yeah.
recline back. I'm like, yeah, I can fucking sleep in this, and I'll be good.
That's killer. Well, I played Chex Quest, and that's a few hours that I can't get back in my life.
Oh, it's not good.
Yeah, I played it on Switch. There's a remaster, like a Chex Quest remaster on Switch that I picked up. You remember when I watched that documentary? I learned about it, and I was like, I want to play it.
Yes.
And then I found there's a I don't know, some remaster or whatever came out a couple years ago. I bought it on Switch. It was on sale, I think, for like $1.99, and that might be too much. It's not great. The mechanics and the controls are not great. But I did play it, and I also haven't been playing a ton because like I went to the concert and everything, so it's been a busy week. Even yesterday, I was on the road most of the day. I had to drive to meet my in-laws, so I just haven't had a lot of time to play. But when I have had time to play, I have been playing Cat Quest 3, which just released. I am playing on a PC, not on Switch, but I imagine it's pretty excellent on Switch if you're playing it there. And I bought it on PC. I pre-ordered it on PC months ago because Green Man Gaming gave me a deal for it, so I got it for like $13.99 instead of 20 or
It looks
24 or
great.
whatever it is. Yeah, it's
It
fun.
looks really
It's
good.
fun.
I can't wait
The
to
other
play it
the
this
other
week.
night I started playing it, and this is nothing to do with the game, but like I literally was like falling asleep with the controller in my hand. You ever been there where you find your head dipping and
Yes.
you're like, ugh.
Yes, I
I
have.
it was too long of a day and I was trying my best to keep it going, but I was like, all right, let's turn it off and let's go to bed. Let's try again tomorrow. I also think it was because I played a lot of the demo that came out. So right now I'm trying to get back to where I was when I started playing the demo. So I was playing a lot of the same stuff I've already played before. So I was already skipping the dial. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. So I was
Did you play the demo on did the demo carry over?
I don't know if it did. I did play the demo on PC, and when I started the game, it did not. It was just start over. So, it probably does on consoles.
Not a fan of that. I like when demos carry over.
Yeah, and it may on consoles. On PC, demos are almost like different apps. You download the demo, it's separate from the game. That might have something to do with it. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. So I'm playing Cat Quest. I'm going to play some Cat Quest today. I'm going to play some NCAA today, but also today I've got to get my house in order. Everybody's been sick. Everybody's been secluded in their own bedroom. So the house is a mess. There's trash everywhere. There's clothes everywhere. We got to get the house back in order before we start the next week. So I'll probably be doing that today, and then try to play some Cat Quest maybe tonight after the movie. I Can't See says Chex Quest Remastered is legit. At least it messed around with because of the gaming history. That's the only reason I bought it was wanting to see that. I've got still have a few of those games to get through. So I did Half-Life, did all the Tombs, I've done Duke Nukem. I got to get to Sin. Sin will be the game next that I want to play.
Sin will be really good.
Yeah, we'll find out. I was going to do Daikatana, but Jeff has recently done Daikatana. He also seemingly is going through a John Romero something. And apparently it's terrible. So I was I think I'm gonna pass. I'll just live vicariously through Jeff. So yeah. And that's really all I've been up to. So boring update from us to start the show. Yeah.
Watch some movies.
No Rebecca. Rebecca's a Zeldathon. That's exciting.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Must be nice to be a child of the world. Out there doing shit, being with people.
Yeah, it must be nice to have disposable income to do that.
Friends.
Friends, yeah.
I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any of that. Absolutely not.
No.
But she is, so watch Zeldathon if it's still going. I don't remember the dates. I think it should be. It's I think it's all weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is. I think she's still doing it right now.
So go check her out and do Zelda stuff. Get excited.
Not now. Check out after the show.
Yeah. Switch 2's release timing is our first story of the day because I don't mean to sigh, but it's kind of there. We're gonna just have this until this thing is announced, right? Every week it's gonna be somebody else says something. Yeah,
we should
we're there.
Clicker.
We're there in the new console horizon, where now it's we're just gonna keep getting these little details, whether they're true or false doesn't matter. They're just going to keep coming until Nintendo says something, right?
We need one of those tickers that say Switch Watch 2025,
like a little ESPN thing, a little politics thing. Switch Watch. All right, so GameIndustry.biz's Christopher Dring had a report earlier this week. It wasn't really a report. I think he said it on a podcast. He said, don't expect the next Switch to launch before April 2025. According to the developers he's spoken to, nobody's expecting the next Switch to release this fiscal year. This fiscal year ends March 31st, 2025. So therefore, don't expect this to come out before April 1st. Eurogamer reported that statement and then said that they understand that statement to be correct. They have corroborated that report. And they're saying that April 2025 is the earliest the console could now arrive. There was a lot of stuff in this story that I didn't report on, on Reset Era. A couple personalities weighed in on it. They just didn't really add much to it. But 2 days ago, there's a report from Toyo securities analyst Hideki Yasuda, which said that Nintendo's next-gen console would come the first half of next year and would launch for less than $500. So that I think he's speaking calendar year. So the first half of the year would be sometime
In
before June.
April, May, June. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Donnie. Given these details, do you think another Switch console comes out for the holidays?
No, I don't.
Like another
I
Switch
think
Lite or something like that?
that's done. Those things are done with the Zelda system. The Zelda system will be the Switch Lite. That'll be the console that they try to push. What I think will happen is I think we'll see some pretty heavy discounts and bundles through the holiday.
Okay, that makes sense too. Yeah,
I think we'll get that. And I would specifically think I think generally speaking, if you're Black Friday shopping, there's almost always a deal on all the models, right? But I think this year we may get like a heavy discount, specifically on maybe the Lite and the OG model if they still have any left. I could see those getting some heavy discounts, and then like
April is a long time away.
It is. It really is. There was a report yesterday which I did not write down in the notes because again I was out all day yesterday, so I don't even have all the things. I think it's like Wedland Securities. There's some corporation in Brazil, I think, that does like power adapters and power chips and Wi-Fi chips and stuff. They had their shareholders meeting where they mentioned that they expect their profits to improve in the third quarter as new consoles, and they specifically said from Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. I think they're saying all three just to make sure that people don't know which one. But they're saying new consoles production will ramp up. So this company is expecting to go into production on new console stuff this upcoming quarter. Whichever like reset era, or Reddit was like Switch. Like it could just be the PlayStation 5 Pro too.
Yeah.
And the reason I didn't write it down, honestly, because I wrote this in the thread on Reddit. If you just like Google, I forget the name of this manufacturer, but if you Google the manufacturer, you'll find a story like this like every year for the past like 5 years. Like every year when they address their shareholders, they're like, we're going to be doing some console stuff. And they're like, like it just so happens to be like right now it's kind of timed with everybody looking for Switch 2. So I don't know how much to look into that, but if you see that floating around on Nintendo blogs and podcasts and stuff, that's why that's going around. So yeah, my take is if it's not coming out in March, it would be a little early right now to go into manufacturing. So now they still could, but it's a little early. Like things will leak. Things will definitely leak before then. So if they're planning to go in April or May or June, maybe they don't run into manufacturing until like November, December, potentially January. So yeah. I mean, I say typically it's like 6 months, but with the way that it's gone lately, the moment you start putting those things together, it's going to leak. So like before they really start manufacturing, I would expect an announcement. I would expect them to actually announce what it is before they go to manufacturing, because otherwise it's going to leak and you're going to kind of ruin your hype cycle.
Wasn't that the Switch that got leaked like that too?
Sort of. So we didn't get pictures of it before the official announcement, I don't think, but we did get like drawings. Like there were reports of like what it was because people knew because they were putting it together, right? Like that's how that happens. Once people start putting it together, somebody's going to like take a phone, somebody's going to find a way to get a picture of it. So I would expect the announcement before they start manufacturing. I would expect the announcement. So like right now, and this is going to, like I said, we're going to get one of these every week. So like everything is subject to change. Right now, I would think that this thing probably releases, I want to say May. For some odd reason, April just feels weird.
It does seem off.
So I'm going to say May, and I think we get an announcement in December.
That's a good time, yeah.
I think we get through the holidays, we get through Zelda, they sell the Mario Party, they do what they can, they get through Black Friday, they do as much as they can, and then they announce the new console that's coming. And
I'm going to say
the release calendar seems to make sense for something like that because, like the January game is a port of a Donkey Kong game. Maybe they go a few months without having one. That might be a tough time from January to May if that's the case, but I would imagine they've got a few games that they'll sprinkle in there, a couple other ports.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to say June.
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 Yeah.
Early June.
I was listening to Mike and Jeff, which I do every week, and Jeff was like, "Yeah, if they're not going to make it March, he's like, it's super easy to see them rolling into the fall," which I can't like not disagree with. It does make sense. Like if you're not going to be there, like if you start getting into the June, July, like you might as well just like wait. But the problem is GTA. I don't even know, but does Nintendo even think that's a problem? Like I could see Nintendo be like, so like we're the problem, not GTA's we're the problem. But as I said last week, and I do believe this, if it were me, which it's not, I don't make the call, but if it were me, I wouldn't want people choosing to play GTA or my Switch console.
Yeah. I feel like you want to get it out with enough time so the holiday season can roll around. Everybody have enough, time to go get one for the holiday season as well as the new big holiday game for the Switch.
Yeah.
So I feel like May, June would be a good time to get it out there.
I do too. I like the idea of getting it out early because one, you're going to get a mad rush when it announces. There's going to be 10 million people that just want one. So it's going to take a little while to get everybody a console. Then when you start releasing extra games, they're going to want them again. And then, like I said, with GTA 6 being there, which I still think it will likely get delayed, but who knows? They keep saying that it's going to be there. I just can't believe that Rockstar has announced a game and it will just hit that date. Like that, I find that hard to believe, but we will see. But with GTA 6 being there, it's not so much that like GTA players and Nintendo players are the same thing. It's just that GTA is going to be like an event. But GTA is going to be a thing.
It's going to cover the whole news cycle.
Yeah, and if you're releasing it like anywhere near there, you are literally giving a lot of gamers a choice. You're telling them, do you want to play this one or that one? Because they probably don't have the money to buy both on the same day or the same month. Yeah. If you release it a little earlier than that, now you're giving people the option of both. It's like, oh, you can buy this one in August, and then you can buy GTA this fall, like something like that. Because I imagine that the PS5 Pro is real. So I imagine that a lot of people playing GTA would be buying new consoles for GTA 2.
Yes.
It's not just that they're buying the game, it's that they'll likely be buying the game and another console.
Yeah, so I think it'd be smart just to like get the Switch out as soon as possible so people can they can get that initial stock out and keep building up and seeing how people are going for it and stuff like that. So by the holiday season, they're all stocked up because getting that around the holiday season, it's going to be really hard to like keep up with demand and numbers and stuff like that. And, you got GTA coming out as well. That's going to be a whole thing. And probably the PS5 Pro. It's good to get yourself out there and get established first.
Yeah, I agree. So that's this week in Switch Watch. I'm sure next week we'll have more. Like, I'm sure this is going to be, it does feel old because we've been doing this for so many years now. But now, like recently, the last 2 or 3 weeks just seem to be like new report after new report after new report of like people are definitely paying attention to this thing. I almost feel like it behooves Nintendo to like go ahead and get it out of the way. But I realize that they have other plans. Their whole business isn't centered on Switch 2. So I think that's what they're doing. And I think more and more as this goes on, I think Rebecca has been proven out to be correct. She's been saying this from the get-go that they would get through the fall before they start doing this. And
yeah,
things are starting to line up that was the correct take. We'll see. The Plucky Squire will be hitting digital store shelves September 17th for PC, PS5, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. For those of you who don't know, this is the 2D 3D game where you can play. We've been talking about it for some time. I'm pretty excited about it. It drops right in September where like 19 other games are dropping.
Yeah.
September is going to be brutal for me, man.
Hope it doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
I don't see how it couldn't. Right? Like it's not, I mean, I think it's a big release for me, and I think for Switch folks it's probably a notable release. But like for the gaming calendar as a whole, like it's it's a Devolver game, it's an indie game. So it's not gonna, it's not Space Marine, it's not all that's Zelda. It comes out like a week before Zelda does. That's I don't know.
It reminds me of what's that game called? I think it's Drawn to Life. With its art
I think
style.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
And
I've been excited about this. This is kind of what I want Nintendo to do with Mario and have one of them do with Mario for some time. There's such like a delineation between 3D and 2D Mario's. Like that's the 2D brand and this is the 3D. I want them to combine. I want them to like do a game where it's both. I think it's super, super exciting. Kind of like I've always pointed like that's what they did with Link Between Worlds. Right.
Yeah. I think they could do it. I think the Plucky Squad's a solid looking game. I hope people gravitate towards it, and even in that crowded lineup that's coming up really soon, it's going to be really interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah,
dang, everybody's sick.
Yeah, Cloud9 is 6, man. Sorry, hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I'm day one on Plucky Squire. It's just a matter of, like all things, it's just a matter of when do I play all of these games, because I don't even remember. I honestly don't even have my calendar of games right now, but I do know that I'm skipping Outlaws. Like Outlaws just doesn't. I don't think Outlaws works for me right now, because like Outlaws comes out, and then I think a week after Outlaws comes out, I think Space Marine comes out, and like I'm definitely playing Space Marine first.
Outlaw comes out with 10 days,
and Outlaws is like long too, right?
I don't.
Like it's going to be a long game. It's not like a short game. It's going to be like a Ubisoft game, right? It's going to be like 20 hours at least, I would imagine. So it's not like I can play Outlaws before Space Marine comes out. Like I can't. I won't finish it. So I'm just going to skip it for now and play Space Marine. And then like Lollipop comes out, and then Zelda comes out, and like there's a lot coming out in that window. It's going to be hard. Like I think I have, I don't know, like 5, 7, 8 games coming out in September.
Yeah, they say Outlaws is 25 to 30 hours and 50 to 60 hours to complete platinum it, quote unquote.
Yeah, I almost feel bad because I would hate for this game to come out. Like I don't expect it will not sell well because it's a Star Wars game. It's going to sell well. But for me, I would hate for it to like sell softer than normal. And it's like, I want to play it. It has nothing to do with the game. Like I want to play it. It's just really bad timing. There's just so much to do. That just happens to be kind of at the funny lower end of the priority list.
The funny thing about it is the longer you wait, the cheaper you're going to get it for.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's the other. That's the other part.
If you wait long enough, you'll probably get it for like $30 in the holiday season.
Yeah. So what I'm currently planning on doing is, I think the way it comes out is, I think I'll wait on it until after I play Creed, because I'm going to get on Ubisoft Plus and play it on PC, right? So I think I'll just wait to play Creed and then just keep my Ubisoft Plus and go to Outlaws.
Don't you have Haley Pass?
Yeah, I
think she's probably getting. I think she's getting the game, so you can play it through her.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't turned on this PlayStation 5 like since I bought it.
I'm almost certain she's getting that.
Astrobot, that's the game. So Star Wars comes out, and then like 5 days later, Astrobot comes out, and then like 3 days later, Space Marine comes out, and then 5 days later, Plucky Squire comes out, and then like 10 days later, Zelda comes out, and then Silent Hill comes out, and then Black Ops. Like it is an onslaught. Remember, this year was supposed to have like no games. Everybody was.
It's a lot of stuff coming out, man. Jeez.
Yeah. It's all.
Is that Metal Gear game coming out this year?
I don't think so. They've yet to announce. They've yet to date it. They keep doing trailers and keep doing YouTube videos, but if they don't have a date now, it's not coming out this year. If I had to guess, I think it's like a January, February release, maybe. Maybe it's like a window, fiscal year. Maybe they try to do something like that. I don't know.
That's a good time for it to come out.
Yeah. So I'll be doing all of those things before Outlaws, and then we'll get back to Outlaws whenever. At this point, I don't even know, when does Creed come out? When does Shadows drop?
Isn't that
November?
October, November? Yeah.
I think it's November, and I hope it is, because like I don't have time to play it beforehand, because that game's going to be big. That's going to be a long game.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm looking it up right now to see when it comes out. Release date. Show me the release date.
Yeah, they're saying November.
November 15th. There you go.
That's a good time. Because if it was coming out in October, I may have to skip that one too. So, yeah, big year. Bakaru, an action adventure game, is coming to the West on September 3rd. This is somewhat notable because it's developed by Good Feel, which did the Yoshi games, Princess Peach Showtime, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Mario and Luigi Dream Team. This is
Okay.
inspired by Konami's Mystical Ninja Goemon series. Did you ever play that?
No, I have not. I've heard of it though.
It was like the 64 game that I think people liked a lot, and I never really got into it. But I also have never played it, but I know it's kind of a thing. There's a demo out right now, so you can go play the demo, which I did, and it's like a little action adventure game. You run around, beat up things and that kind of thing. It's okay. I'm not gonna like go nuts for it, but it comes out September 3rd. If you're into like the Goemon series, you can
That's
you can go
right
play
around
it.
the corner.
Yeah. More exciting, I think, at least for us too, not to go back to Movie Shack, but new 16-bit retro platformers were announced based on the classic horror franchises of Halloween and Ash versus the Evil Dead. Coming this October, Retro Realms Halloween and Retro Realms Ash versus the Evil Dead are the first in what appears to be a new franchise for the publisher, focused on bringing horror movie mainstays back to video games in an arcade style. This is the first official Halloween tie-in since 1983's Halloween on Atari. Both of these games are being developed by WayForward. If you buy both games, the characters cross over as well as other unlockable playable characters. So you can
That's
play
dope.
the Ash versus Evil Dead as Michael, and you can bring Ash back over. There's DLC available for a playable Laurie Strode and Kelly Maxwell, and there's a double feature. So if you want to buy both games, you can buy the double feature bundle. It's available October 18th for $50. This actually came immediately right after. So there was rumors swirling a few days before this announcement that there was a new Halloween game in development in Unreal Engine 5 with John Carpenter, a part of the development at some point. So I think this is the second of, because they said there was 2 Halloween games.
Yes.
One was the UE5 game, and I guess this is the second game. This is the second game, is this arcade retro bit kind of one. I'm buying these. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fake when I saw it. Like, this can't be real. This sounds too cool to be real.
Yeah.
It's fucking
They
real.
don't look
That's awesome.
I think it's hard to judge too much by a trailer, but like the trailer, I wasn't like overwhelmed by the game. They look like simplistic platform and stuff, but fun. This is like Michael just mowing down everything, just like murdering everything that moves, which is, I guess, probably what people want.
And WayForward does a good job with games.
They do.
WayForward
They
games
do
are
good
fun.
work. They do good work. That was my thing. Like that's maybe what I was trying to. I didn't see a whole lot of like platforming. You see platformers and stuff. Like I was expecting like some platforming. I didn't see a whole lot in the trailer. But we'll see. We'll see.
You know what I think would be cool? If they remake the Friday the 13th game for NES.
Yeah, you want to like remake a new game or remake it in the same fashion?
Remake similar fashion, but
Yeah, I would just do new game.
well, that will work too, obviously. But
Yeah, I would just do a new game. I don't want any part of that.
that game was rough,
Yeah, I don't.
but it was fun. It was rough, but it was fun.
Leave that there.
The
Let
concept,
sleeping dogs lie.
the concept of that game was really cool. That you have to save the campers.
Yeah.
You have to save the children. Then you have to
I'm
go-
just happy. Which look, we don't know that UE5 game might exactly be this. I'm just happy that we got like a horror franchise game that wasn't some Dead by Daylight clone, or just like the Evil Dead game. It just seemed like for 8 years, that's just the only thing that can exist in horror. Is just it is either Dead by Daylight or a clone of Dead by Daylight.
I hate that every horror game that comes out that I want to play is now 5v1. You have to go.
Yeah, multiplayer. Get your friends. It's like, oh my god.
No, I want to play by myself. Like, nope, you can't.
Oh,
Like that. What is it? Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
play that, but they're like, no, you have to have friends. I'm like, well, guess I'm not playing that then.
Chris thinks that's pretty good from Player One Podcast. I've seen him tweet about it a couple times. I think he likes it. So,
Well, not playing it. Looks cool.
I mean, yeah, I feel bad because I realize it's all the rage. It's a popular video game. Like I think like that's what people want to do, is they want to play with their friends and stuff. It's just like, it's honestly, it's like the easiest way to lose me. The moment a trailer is like, you and a party of your, I'm like, I'm out. Like I didn't even really pay attention to the rest. I'm like, never mind.
Just like the
So-
Texas Chainsaw game that came out not too long ago.
Yeah, exactly. And the Evil Dead one,
Yeah. And
which
that-
I bought a
Evil
copy
Dead
of just for a shelf. I've never even taken out of the wrapper. I just put it on my Evil Dead shelf.
Yeah, I think
I
the
was like,
Evil
that's
Dead
cool.
one has single player elements to it.
Yeah, but
it's not
with
great.
all things, but yeah, that's the thing.
It's not.
It's always a
tacked on.
lie. It's always a lie.
Yeah.
Play with friends or solo. It's like, no, you built a multiplayer game that you've enabled to play solo, but it's not fun to play. So like nobody wants to do this. It's not built to do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Helldivers. People are like, oh, play Helldivers by yourself. It's like nobody wants to do that. Don't do that. You know. Happy 10-year anniversary to Hyrule Warriors, which will release this week, August 14th in Japan. Came out in September over here. But 10 years of Hyrule Warriors.
What a good concept for a game.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. I love Hyrule Warriors.
I think it's great.
And
let's just take this popular franchise and just make it a new show.
I never expected that like Nintendo would ever do something like this with Zelda.
Brilliant.
You know, you'd think they're very like protective of that IP. You know, like they would never do anything. And they were like, absolutely. And not only did they do it, but like they went there. You know, like it's full Dynasty Warriors. Like it's so out there. They added in all new characters. They brought in all this timeline shit. Like I love that game. It's pretty amazing.
Do you think we'll get it again on Switch soon?
I would hope that this series doesn't end with Calamity. Calamity is one of the games that I hope gets a patch on Switch 2. It needs a patch.
Yeah.
You know, like that would be great. I would replay it. I've beaten it, but I would replay it if they would put it at 60 FPS on Switch 2. I would like
saying the same thing I was talking about. Someone needs to remake or re-release the LJN horror games. There was a lot of them.
I would hope that the Hyrule Warriors gets a try. I just don't know if like, do they pair it up with another game? Right? Do we have to wait for another game to come out? Because they didn't do like, are we going to get like a Tears of the Kingdom Warriors? Right? It's like, what I want is Hyrule Warriors 2. I would argue for the opposite. I would get away from tying it to the video game like Calamity and just make another, because I like the thing that I liked about Hyrule Warriors is that yes, it was Zelda and it had returning characters, but I like that it was like an original game. It was unique. It had its own characters, like its own lore and story. I like the universe hopping and shit. You know, it's very like Marvel for Zelda, right? I like that about it. Like that makes it unique. That's what Calamity was missing. I mean, it had time travel and stuff, but it wasn't quite the same.
I like the whole pick up and play aspect of it. It's easy to kind of get into. Just go over here and kill stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, super fun. You level up all your characters. They all got their own like special abilities, learn to play different ways. Yeah.
It's very flashy.
Yep.
And I like it.
The Link's Awakening amiibo and the Wind Waker style Zelda amiibo have been restocked at Best Buy, GameStop, and Target. It has been officially announced that players who tap an amiibo with Echoes of Wisdom will be able to get additional items and costumes in different colors and stuff that you can earn in the game. So you're going to be able to do the same amiibo stuff that you can do in Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild with Echoes of Wisdom, which makes sense.
Do you still use your amiibo like that?
No, I haven't really used amiibo in a long time.
Yeah. They're cool looking. They're kind of just like decoration now.
Well, I don't have, I've gotten rid of the majority of my actual amiibo.
Oh.
I don't really have amiibo. I mean, I do. I have a handful. Like I have my Retro Mario one. I have a Kirby one. I think I have a couple Zelda ones, like, but only a couple. Like maybe like, I want to say like 3 or 4. Because I got rid of ours for like fake amiibos for a long time. You ever see those?
Yes, I think you told me about those.
Yeah, so I use those. Look at TPR. Day 1 of Rebecca's departure. That'd be the dark days of the shack.
I still have a few of my amiibos. I think I won't say a lot. I have quite a few of them. I have the Pikachu one. I have a Mario one. I have a Link one.
I know Rebecca still has all of her Zelda ones. She's collected all of the Zelda ones. These are my amiibo now. So I have one complete matching set of amiibo chips.
That's very, very convenient.
So let me pull them out and I'll show you what they look like. I don't even know which ones I'm grabbing. All right, so like this is Box Boy. So this is like Box Boy.
I like it.
It's just like a little poker chip. They're easy to carry around. I like that they all look the same. I like that I can throw them in a bag or like carry the box.
Those are
You know,
very
like-
well made.
Here's a Ness. Yeah, they all have like a theme. So depending on like what set they are, like changes the color. So like the Smash Bros set are red. I think the Zelda set are yellow, that sort of thing. And maybe the Kirby set. I think the Zelda set are green. Yeah. So I bought all of these.
Nintendo
'cause
should do that.
I did like the cards for a while.
I remember you talking about the cards.
Yeah, and then eventually I started to find like people were like actually making them into like keychains and smaller pieces. And then I found somebody that was doing it like this. And I just love the idea of like the chips. They're easy to put like on the controller or on the
That is
Switch,
cool.
you know. So I liked them. And I just ended up buying a whole set. I think I was attracted to the idea of just doing like I just want them all to look exactly the same, you know, instead of
Yeah.
like piecemealed.
So let me ask. Well, should I? I'll ask it. Fuck it. I'll ask the $1 million question. How much did that set cost?
Oh, I forget, dude. I think maybe like $150, something like that.
That's a good price.
I bought them. I want to say a couple years ago, several years ago now. I think maybe even pre-COVID. And then like, so I bought it in waves. So I got like the first set like 1 year, and then like they released, let's say they released like 6 new amiibo. Then I would go back to the seller and buy like the 6 extra chips. And they released like I think the Metroid amiibo came, and I bought like 2 more, and you know it's just kind of been like that over the years.
It was off of eBay.
Etsy,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, Etsy.
'Cause I want to do the thing where they give you the discount when you buy so many and all that type of good stuff.
He definitely did. That was definitely a thing because I think he was selling them in like 5s or something. And I wrote him and I was like, I want to buy all of them. Like just
Oh,
I want all of them together at one time.
he was like,
Because-
really?
Because I
Yes.
sold off my amiibo and I made a killing. If you've got amiibo, especially if you're collecting as long as I would, oh, those things were getting so ridiculous. Like I have like the Corrin amiibo was selling for like $250 like by itself, you know, which I still
Ooh.
have because I had 2. So I've got another one right there. But yeah, some of them are really expensive. So I saw and I didn't have any place to store them. That's the reason why. They were like overflowing off the shelves and stuff that I had them on, and I had nowhere else to put them. So I was like, they're either gonna go in a box, which doesn't do us any good. Right. I gotta go get the box out every time we want to use them. Or I was gonna sell them. So I sold them all. And that's how I
Smart.
replaced them. I sold them all and then replaced them with those. We
Real
still have a
smart.
few. I think we have the champions. Champions sit up in Jack's. He likes those. We have champions, a couple Zeldas. I have like the Toon Link. Yeah, we probably have more than I think. We maybe have 10 or 15 amiibo around the house.
That's a good amount.
But I'm kind of with you. I wish Nintendo did try to do the amiibo thing in a different form factor. You know, like I always thought they should like release like an app or something that you could use, or like some sort of collecting. But I like the idea of them doing like chips or something. They kind of did it. I'm not sure if you were into Nintendo at the time, but they released a cereal that had an amiibo at one point. It was like a Mario cereal, and you could like cut out the
Oh,
box
that
and
did
use
have
the-
an amiibo on it.
Yeah, I have an amiibo
I
for it. Like,
forgot about that.
so I have a chip made for that. I have the original, like I have the box cut, but I actually had him make one for the chip too because I was like, I want the chip. That's cool.
Because I couldn't. I remember that because I couldn't. I was looking for the cereal because I wanted the Mario cereal and I couldn't find it. I
Yeah, my
could never
kids,
get it.
my kids were super into it at the time, so we went and bought like 4 boxes of that cereal. Like
Okay.
everybody got one, you know, because it was like,
To this day,
$3.
I have not had that cereal.
It
It's
was
probably terrible.
Yeah, as I say, the cereal wasn't memorable at all, but it was just the box. I just wanted the box.
I remember that. I definitely do remember that. I thought it'd been cool if Nintendo would have did amiibos and like had like the little like little stacks of playing cards you can buy, like upper deck cards almost, and you just buy a pack and hope that you get the amiibo you want. That'd been a cool thing to do. Just have like, hey, you can either buy the amiibo or you can just buy these playing cards so you get the ones you want. Like that.
I have those too.
See?
Yeah, because I had, these are in different sets, but I had these were before I got all the chips. I was buying the cards. So like this is like an Animal Crossing set. And then I have a Fire Emblem set. I do like the cards, and I'm with you. I think a trading cards would have been a lot of fun. They could have done like Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
It would have been even cooler if they had actually like come up with a cheap game to play with the cards. So like they were amiibo, but you could also use them in a card game. That would have been
really
awesome. And like the amount of tie-in that you could do with something like that with actual Pokemon cards. Like if there was a Pokemon set that was amiibo, dude, that would have been nuts. Yeah, so I'm with you there. I was thinking, and actually this reminds me. Last week we were talking about Nintendo and their like this dual screen thing and whether or not you could cast the screen from your Switch to the television.
Yes.
And what you would use with a dual screen. And we were talking about like the Wii U concepts and stuff. And to be honest with you, I had it on my like to-do list to talk about, but we were in the conversation. And this is why I like to write things down because I'll just not bring them up. But we left like the easiest thing on the table there. What if you cast your screen and like what if you have like some sort of system menu still on the Switch? Like what if there's like, and I know this is crazy, but hear me out. What if there's like a friends list that you could like click on and send a message to or talk to, or like what if there's like some UI stuff that has nothing to do with the game on the screen? Like what if it's just like a system feature? You know what I'm saying?
That's smart.
Yeah, like that second screen experience that was all the rage 15 years ago. I was thinking there's like something there because like Nintendo tried to do it with the app, right? I was thinking about the Nintendo app. Nintendo has the app, or they want you to pair with your friends. They want to have like your My Nintendo points and give you icons and stupid shit like that. Like what if they were to bake that into like a system where you could actually do that on the system as opposed to needing your phone? Like what if they had another crack at something like that? That makes a lot of sense. It's easy, and we just didn't mention it. We didn't talk about it.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
I could see it, and it's a very Nintendo thing to do.
While you're on the screen, while you're playing a game, you can message your friends real quick, or
but
if you're playing, like, let's say you're playing a game that has DLC, and you get to a certain point, you're like, I want to play the DLC for it. You just buy it without getting out of the game.
Yeah. I was thinking something like that, like little themes or little something. Like maybe there's like I doubt like a browser, but like PlayStation has like their little hints thing that they're trying to do. I think Xbox is trying to do something like it. Like I could see something like that from Nintendo. I was trying to think like outside the box, like Miiverse. Like when Nintendo tries to like get a little extra with things like this, they trying to do stuff like that. I could see something like that popping up. I wouldn't expect it, but I wouldn't be surprised. So, where were we? Oh, Amiibo. A pre-order listing for the Marvel vs. Capcom collection in the UK via retailer Shop2 suggests the game is releasing November 22nd.
It's a good time for it to release.
Are you all in on that day one?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Even if I have the cabinet, I know you got the cabinet.
Yeah, I feel like if I get the cartridge, not the cartridge, the disc of it, I can share it with my son, and it'd be good to put on the shelf.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think I'm in on that one. Maybe one day if it goes on sale or something, but not day one.
Oh, it's going to go on sale.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Sooner than later, I'd say.
So that's this week in the news. Delvin, why don't you handle questions?
All right, let's get to these questions. All right. Our first question from the Sleepy Gamer. Where DK, should I read what's in parentheses?
Yeah, because I read it as Donkey Kong when he first wrote it.
Yes, I should. Where Donkey Kong the fuck is my Echoes of Wisdom amiibo? Will this be the first Zelda game since Twilight Princess on Wii U not to release with an amiibo?
It looks that way. I mean, I would think if they had an amiibo, we'd know by now. The game is a month away from releasing, give or take, right? It's like a month and
Yeah.
change. If they had an amiibo, I think they would have told us.
This seems like the perfect game to have an amiibo for.
They would have done like pre-orders and stuff.
Yeah,
But then again, think about Smash, right? They announced the character, the amiibos don't show up for like 2 years. I wonder if that is maybe the reason why they're whatever their manufacturing thing is or whatever behind like doing a new mold or whatever just couldn't make it on time. I don't know.
That Zelda would be a cool amiibo.
Yeah, I actually think I would be interested in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom amiibo, like with the little hood and stuff. Maybe with like the little wand.
Yeah.
Have Try like over her shoulder or something. Yeah, I think I would have bought that.
Yeah, I think that would have been perfect.
I'm starting to warm up to Try. When it was first, the first trailer was like, oh no, not again. You know, because you just see it and you're just like Navi and Fee, and you're like, oh no, not again. But in the new trailer, it looked a lot better. I'm starting to warm up to the idea. Yeah,
it does look pretty good. I kind of dig it.
But yep, I think this will be the first one since then. But rest assured, you can use your 35 other Zelda amiibo. So like, pull them all out.
Maybe somebody will make one. I know that's the thing. People make their own custom amiibo. Maybe somebody make one.
I'm sure you'll be able to get like a print or something on Etsy that looks like it and just does like the Toon Zelda amiibo or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But it's not the same.
I might actually buy that if I make that.
The people that are into the amiibo, they want the figurine. They don't care about the actual functionality.
Yeah, but that's a cool one. I think. What I would be interested in. That says a lot.
Yeah, it would make it. I mean, it makes it feel. I mean, this is her first outing, like her own game. You know, that's special. I would like to have commemorated that.
I agree. All right, our next question is from Kate. What's one game that you left unfinished that you want to go back to one day?
That is a good question because I've got hundreds.
I have several.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Like literally amongst us, who does not? Everybody has a game that they've stopped for whatever reason and they want to go back to, I'm sure.
Off the top of my head, I thought if we talk about Switch, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I never finished it.
I never finished that either.
Something about it just felt off.
It's really grindy.
It's really grindy. I was liking it, but it kind of didn't have the same magic as the original ones. But I do want to get back to it. So I was having a good time with it.
I always heard really good things about the DLC. Jack played it a lot. Jack probably played the thing for 60 hours.
It's a good game. Like I wouldn't say it's anything bad with it. You know, it's a good game. It's just something about it. Just I don't know what it was. Maybe rubbed me the wrong way or something like that.
Interesting. This is just because it's on Switch.
No,
like on the Switch.
No, not
like if
that.
It was on PlayStation. Do you think you would have played it more?
No, it was it was something that felt off about it. I don't know what it was. Like maybe like you were saying, the grinding on it kind of felt a little bit too much, but the other ones didn't have it as much. Because I love 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are some of my favorite games. It's just this one didn't feel right.
My answer would be Sonic Frontiers, I think.
That's a good answer.
It's either that one or Phoenix Rising. I Phoenix Rising, I'm like maybe the most torn game over. I really like that game until then, like the narration starts talking. But like I really like the game enough that like I keep wanting to play it. But it is like so long that I always kind of just give up on it and play something else, and then I forget where I was and forget what I'm doing, and you know I always kind of get lost because I've kind of started and stopped that game a few times before. But like one day I would love to just like really sit down and just play it. But Sonic Frontiers I was really digging. And I think I probably played that game for like 20 hours, and I really liked it. I did. I was one of those people. I was like, this game is fucking awesome. And just more games came out, you know, that's how it happens. You play it for a little bit, more games come out, you start playing those, you forget about the ones before. And I just never went back to it. But I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was super fun. It's a good Good Sonic game.
It might be one of my favorite Sonic games.
And that's saying a lot.
No, I mean for me it's not because I'm not that into Sonic. Like it's a low bar, but it might be the best. I like Colors. I like Generations. I like the first two. I like Sonic 1. I like Sonic 2. I like Sonic Mania. Most of the other ones I don't like.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid being like super into the hype cycle of like Sonic and Knuckles. It's like, oh shit, it's Knuckles. We got to get it. And just ultimately like not really caring. I was like, oh, I guess that's it.
The cool thing about that game was you could take like, you add another game to it. You could put Knuckles into the other game. Like that's pretty cool. Like I think if you connect Sonic 2 to the Knuckles cartridge, and then Knuckles will be in Sonic 2.
I had no idea that you could do that.
Yeah, it was something like that. It's pretty cool.
Wow. I watched SpongeBob last night.
Just the show in general?
Yeah. I found a list. There's like some article. I think I Googled like funniest SpongeBob episodes, and I started at like 1 and just started working my way down. It was fun. We watched it was like Band Geeks. Squidward has like a band.
Band Geeks is a great episode. I like that one a lot.
Is that a great episode? Because I wasn't like,
I like that one.
This is okay. Is this like the best though? Is this the best of
No. I told you my favorite episode, Sailor Mouth.
Sailor Mouth. I'll have to look into that one next.
That's the one with SpongeBob and Patrick cursing the whole episode.
Yeah, but I figured like I wanted to give it like a good 10 or 20 episodes just because it is so influential and so popular.
Very much so.
But I don't know a whole lot about it because I didn't really watch it much. So I was like, we should watch it. And
people love Band Geeks. That's they did something with that a couple years ago at the Super Bowl.
It's not that it wasn't bad or anything. It was funny. It was like, like we chuckled, but it just didn't. I didn't see. I was like, oh man, I've missed this the whole time. I wasn't like that or anything like that.
Yeah, SpongeBob's pretty cool. It's the early episodes are really funny, but it's a kid show.
Yeah,
it's one of those shows you can watch and you can kind of put on and turn your brain off and enjoy.
It's like I didn't get the and it may just be I don't know, age, or it can't be age because you're older than me, but maybe it wasn't my time. But like when I watch, like I'm more captivated when I watch like Rocco or like Rugrats. Like I feel more, even today, I'm still like entertained by it as I was when I'm younger. Because as you get older, like your perspective on what's happening in those shows are different, right?
Yeah,
I don't have that same thing with SpongeBob.
I feel like SpongeBob might be the last generation of those type of shows. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you don't really get those type of shows now because shows that they just kind of like have either it's just a show with adult themes or it's just a kid's show. It's not like
because Rocco, it's all about like it's funny because you watch it as a kid because the cartoon's funny, but it's all like real life stuff.
Yeah,
like going shopping, paying bills, running up credit cards. You're like, oh shit, And then
he almost loses house one episode.
Yeah, and then Rugrats, even though it's from the perspective of babies, you still have all the stuff that the parents are going on, and you get those things. You see those, and that's hilarious too. So I like watching those.
So it's really good. I enjoy them. I enjoy cartoons anyway. Cartoons are really fun to watch and take your mind off of things.
Yeah.
Sometimes watching all that killing is like, I don't need that right now. Let me just enjoy something.
Don't tell it to Dev.
Rocko's a good show. Highly recommend it.
I love it. It might be my favorite.
That's up there for me. All right, what's our next question we got?
Yeah, like the camping episode. I love the camping episode, the mall episode, and the episode where he runs up his credit card bill. And the repo man comes, starts taking all of his shit, man. It's like, this hits different when you're an adult.
Yeah. You start like, oh, yeah, I kind of get it, Rocco. It's really good. Heifer.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to watch Rocco's Modern Life. I'm surprised some of y'all haven't watched that show. It's a really good show. Highly recommend it. But then again, I realize I'm old, and most of you are like 12.
Well, that was the funny thing. Who was it? Somebody yesterday on the PSVG thing told Dev to bring them on the show because they always roll their eyes at me and my youth. He said.
Who said that?
let me go find it. It's on the PSVG Twitter.
Donnie's youth.
I
know Donnie's not that much younger than us, right?
Ryan Craig, Mathman 1024. He writes to Dev, if you ever need any old man energy to counterbalance the young pups on PSVG, you just let me know. I'm a tad older than you, and I continuously roll my eyes at Donnie's youth.
I appreciate that he goes to Dev with this.
So I that's hilarious. I don't mind the comment at all. That's hilarious. But I'm actually taken back by a bit because almost everybody that knows me would would classify me as like an older soul.
Yes. That is very,
so I love the idea that somebody out there is just like Donnie and these damn kids. I'm like, what?
If anything, I'm probably the younger soul here when everything comes on. I'm more than younger pop culture thing because of my son. Of
course. Yeah, you by far. And I'm wondering, and that's so I showed this to my wife yesterday. We were having sushi and we were just talking about the comic because I was like, I wonder what it is that has him thinking like this. Like it's gotta be in my head, it's gotta be one of two things. It's because I trash on the NES. And probably. I only do that because you guys go on about how great it is. Right? If you weren't it's so great, I wouldn't be, it's so bad. Like I'm just fighting fire with fire at that point. I don't hate the NES. I just don't think it's the most amazing thing that's ever happened. Yeah. And then two, is it just that I like TikTok? Because I like TikTok, I'm like one of the kids.
That might be it. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I listen to like Zeppelin and Kansas and Boston and shit. Like I drive a 1979 Roadrunner that doesn't have any fucking air conditioning. I am very like get off my lawn, grumpy old man in so many ways, except like maybe because I like TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. That's a good point. TikTok kind of feels like a young man sport. Like people say, like you ever think like, nah, that's not for me.
Yeah. You should try it. You might love it. I do. It's really good.
I feel like my girl would get very mad if I was on TikTok.
You don't have to be on it to watch it.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be on YouTube to watch it.
Yeah, I think she'd be like, I see what you're watching on TikTok.
There is some of that. There is some of that going on. Oh, we brought it up on the title, but I don't think we actually talked about it in the news because I didn't actually write it down. Hatch Tales was delayed again. How did we get this far into the show before we brought this up?
I think we made a joke about it like a couple weeks ago.
This motherfucker showed up and said, nope, not again. I love Jules so much. I don't care if he hates my guts. This is fucking hilarious. He's just Lucy with the football, just like, whoop. Nope. There you go. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Now, apparently, it won't be like delayed for very long. I think what they said is they've submitted it to Nintendo, and because it hasn't gone through approval yet, they have to delay its release a little bit. So I'm sure it's coming soon. I really wish that they just delayed it to Switch 2. Like, I really do.
Chicken Wiggle, to answer the question.
Chicken Wiggle.
Asked what his Tales is. It's Chicken Wiggle, the game that's supposed to come out like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it and Silk Song. Just keeping people on the brink forever.
Yes. Kids have graduated from college. That's when that game has come out.
It's hilarious. Oh, it's so funny. I could not believe it when I got tagged. Somebody tagged me in Sean's Discord and they were like, they did it again. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Because we did. It was like 4 or 5 episodes of Shaq ago. We were like, just delay it again. Just do it again.
Just do it again. one more time. For old time's sake. It's like he was listening.
The hell if it didn't happen. Just did it again. I love it. I love it.
All right. Now, our next question is from TPR, and we're going to die. He says, you're in a life or death scenario, and you live if you can make a new Zelda game that Dev is willing to play and enjoy. And it can't be a port of Link to the Past. What are you making?
Yeah, I'm making a game based off the Space World Zelda demo in 2000.
I don't remember that.
So I've always described it for people that don't know what that is, which I think most Zelda folks definitely do. It's like a precursor to what eventually became Twilight Princess. But when you watch the demo, it doesn't really look like Twilight Princess at all. Very dark, gritty sword combat, Link, Ganon, like that kind of shit. That's what Dev wants.
I'm gonna make Assassin's Creed Legend of Zelda with samurai. Like it's just gonna be a samurai.
That's Breath of the Wild. They have them running around.
But he has to be a samurai. He can't be like Link. He has to be Link, but a samurai.
Yeah. We're gonna die because Dev's just over it. But it blows my mind that he loves the original Zelda. He loves Link to the Past, but for whatever reason wants to hate Echoes of Wisdom and probably hated any of the other Link's Awakening and Link Between
Worlds. Which is weird.
It doesn't connect.
Like these are the games that you want.
Yeah, it's an indefensible stance for him to take, but it's Dev, and he's going to take that stance.
Yeah,
So I've given up trying. He doesn't want anything to do with the open world big ones, which is hilarious. But he wants a third person. I think Twilight Princess. Like, if they were to ever just re-release Twilight Princess HD on Switch, maybe he would get a chance. I think Twilight Princess of all the ones he would like, but even then, he's never going to get out of the village. Once they start having him herd sheep and shit, he's going to quit.
Yeah, that's the problem. You need something that has like I say, you have to have him be a shinobi, and Link's family gets killed at the beginning of the game.
Murdered.
He has to go revenge.
Just murdered.
Just murdered.
And just squashes dude's face. Just his dad while he's watching.
Yes. It has to be Japanese and black and white.
Dev only responds to extreme trauma. Like if extreme trauma happens and then you can avenge that, then Dev is interested.
Dev's all in. All right.
Yeah.
Our next question is from Kyle the Pug.
Fuck you, Kyle the Pug.
Thank you. Which Nintendo Shack co-host do you think would make the best host on Family Feud?
So this is because Rebecca is hosting apparently a Zelda version of Family Feud, I think.
Yeah. That's Now let's clarify. Is this current Shack host or through the history of Nintendo Shack?
I don't care.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm gonna say Rebecca.
Rebecca would be a good
one. She's already doing it. Two, of everybody that's been here, I think she just has the most open, personable, let's talk to strangers type of personality. So you would be second.
You would be a funny Family Feud
Elaine
host.
would be third.
Yes. I think you would be a funny Family Feud host because you probably could give that Steve Harvey when he's when somebody gives a terrible answer, that's the answer you want to give.
Oh yeah, no, I can do that. I could definitely Simon Cowell my way through that, but really, that's your answer? You sure don't want to change this dumbass answer? Okay, let's see. It's on the board.
Survey says.
I fucking told you not to say that.
And those are the best moments of Family Feud when Steve Harvey's like, Did you see the video of Steve Harvey when Meg Thee Stallion was on there?
I don't watch Family. The only Family Feud I've ever seen, you're gonna laugh, is Family Feud snippets on TikTok.
Oh, that you would have saw it on there. It's a clip of they asked him, it's like they set him up for this, and they were like, if Meg Thee Stallion was, because they have Celebrity Family Feud now, and Meg Thee Stallion was on there, and they were saying something about what is the best part of a woman, and she said something like my ass. And Steve Harvey looks at her like, yeah, you got it right. And he's like, he apologized after, like, yeah, it's like my bad, but I just went places there. It's a great clip. You have to see it.
Funny.
But you'd be good at Family Feud at that level of Family Feud.
I'll take your word for
The
it.
snarkiness. I think Rebecca would be good at the happy. Who was the original host of Family Feud? I can't remember.
Oh, dude, I have no idea. I didn't really watch it growing up.
It's been so long. I cannot remember the original host of Family Feud now.
I think and this may be wrong. I think like when I was really little, I think my aunt watched Family Feud from like the 70s. Is that like a thing?
Yes.
Maybe they did like old stuff. I remember
76 is when it started.
Wow. I remember some of that when I was little, but I never really watched it.
Yeah, it wasn't my game show until
Jeopardy.
Steve Harvey got on there.
Watched Jeopardy with my mom.
I'm too dumb for Jeopardy.
I think I'm pretty good at Jeopardy. Like I usually, not always, but I can usually clean up a lot of categories.
Yes, Richard Dawson was the host. Thank you, G-Man. I'm good at Price is Right. That's my thing. I'm really good at that. Wheel of Fortune, I'm pretty good at. I think I'd be good at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
My favorite game show clips on TikTok are like I don't know what it's called, but this is old show where you had like couples on stage and like
Dating game.
Like all the men would like leave or something, and like they would ask the women questions, and then the men would come back and they would ask the questions. You'd have to guess like what your wife said.
The Newlywed Game, I think it's called.
Something like that. Yeah, there are some amazing answers in that game.
Yes, that's good. That was a good show.
There's this TikTok clip that I've seen a few times where they're like, contestant number 2 or contestant number 3. What do you think's the best thing on set? And like his wife is next to him, and he goes, "How about wife number 2?" Like this other dude's wife.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Those are really funny. Those are really funny.
Oh man! All right. Our next question is from Jonathan32. Which non-Shaq PSVG host or previous host do you think has the worst Nintendo takes? Dev.
Yeah, it's Dev.
It's Dev, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. This is maybe the easiest question that's ever been asked in the history of. Yeah, even Kyle takes aren't nearly as bad as Dev's.
Dev's takes are horrible.
The worst. All the time. Yeah.
Just
100%.
Based off no facts, no information, just off of how he feels.
Yep. Just pure unadulterated hatred.
Yeah.
He hates Mario more than Rebecca does.
Yeah.
And Zelda. And
like,
Pokemon.
Why?
All of it. Just all of it. Any of it, all of it, all the time.
Like
Splatoon. I don't even think he knows what Splatoon is, and he'd give you 10 minutes about why he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually knows what it is. He's like, nah. He just doesn't want to like it.
For no reason.
Mm-hmm.
He just hates, unadulterated hate for no reason. Like, hey, this was game of the year. Now it sucks. Like, no, it doesn't. Like, no one thinks this game sucks.
Kyle says, context. There's another Kyle. PSP. That's true. Kyle 2. Wait a minute, you're Kyle 2. Yeah, Kyle 1. I was talking about Kyle 1.
Yeah, you're the lesser Kyle. Just remember that, Kyle the Pug.
But yeah, no, it's a 100% Dev.
It's Dev.
100% Dev.
Yeah, not even close.
To Dev, everything Nintendo ended in 1993.
Yes, it died. It never came back. There was no other console past the Super NES.
The man goes so hard for the original NES Zelda game. It makes zero sense to me. He's like, oh yeah, this is I'll play it forever. I'm like, you've got to be losing. No. You ever met anybody that like actually tries to hate on Ocarina of Time? One of the most influential and best games ever to be created in the history of video games. And this man is like, it's trash.
Can't be trusted. Can't be trusted.
No, not even a
Terrible
little bit.
takes. All right, let's see. We got a question from Ryan. Before Zelda comes out, if you had to pick, what's your favorite game on Switch this year so far? What came out on Switch this year?
This is
A lot of
actually
stuff.
not a good question, but like it's a tough question because I've played a lot of things on Switch this year that I've liked. I think the majority of it has been stuff that like hasn't come out this year. But even the stuff that has come out this year aren't necessarily what I would like. I don't think of them in the context of like my favorite game of the year sort of things. They're just kind of
That's
games
what I was
that I
thinking.
played. And like the first thing that comes to mind obviously is Thousand Year Door. I love that game. I have yet to beat the remaster, but it is just a port, right? It's a port and a remaster. So it's always, how excited to get. I love ports and remasters. I mean, I love remasters and remakes, but I never really think of them in that like game of the year sort of. That don't ever really factor in for me. So I don't know. I mean, it is what we talk about. It is just our favorite game. So I guess none of that really even matters. My favorite game might be like if I was doing like the game of the year thing, the answer would be Prince of Persia. I didn't play it on Switch, but that would be my
See, that's what I was thinking, but I'm like, is that cheating? That's the one I played on Switch. But like, yeah, that's the one I enjoyed the most this year. And I played it on Switch.
Same. The only ones come to mind are Mario vs. Donkey Kong and Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn Overlord was pretty good when I played it.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. And I really liked Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
I played Peach. I thought Peach was okay, but I wouldn't put it in my game of the year for Switch.
Ooh, I forgot. New Star GP. I
that's a great one.
I really like that game.
That's a really good one. And I did play that.
So,
yeah, that's great.
I played a bunch. I still play it every now and again. So that might be up there for me. I'm really hoping, and like Rebecca, I can probably say this with some certainty, but I'm really hoping that like Echoes of Wisdom is that game. Like I would really like, this time, November 25th, I would love to just be able to be like, yeah, the Zelda game is my favorite Switch game this year. That'd be great.
I think it will be.
I do too.
Like
the bar is pretty low, right? The bar is Donkey Kong versus Mario. Which I like a lot, but that's a pretty low bar for most years. Like it's not like a super high bar.
Yeah, there's nothing amazing coming out.
Yeah. So hopefully that's it. And then Mario Party. Mario Party could definitely be that.
Okay, yeah, that was a solid
one. But Prince of Persia, especially if you played it on Switch and it's a Switch game to you, Prince of Persia is beautiful. Prince of Persia was awesome. To me, that's a game of the year contender. Like that's a game, like that game. Like when I always think about these things, I always think of like essential reading. Like you can love the books and read them all, but then there are certain things that are like, this is essential. You got to do it. It's like a shared experience. Prince of Persia is essential reading.
I agree.
Like you don't have to play Mario versus Donkey Kong. If you look at it, you're like, I'm not into it. You shouldn't play it. But everybody should play Prince of Persia. It's great.
Great. All right. Our final question from G-Man. What would your video game fantasy world look like if you could create it?
Makes me laugh thinking about what's going through your head.
I think you can go on Steam and play some of my video game fantasy worlds for the cheap price of $6.99.
That's hilarious.
Oh man,
I'm looking at the games that I played this year list. Oh, I also played that El Shaddai game, but I don't think that came out this year.
I don't think it did either.
That game's pretty memorable for me. 1,000 Times Resist, that's up there. One that's not. I've been playing it the last couple of weeks. Been trying to get back into it, and I was really excited for it. And it's not that it's bad. Is the Penny's Big Breakaway? Just not sitting with me. Like I'm not super jazzed about it. Like it's good, but like for whatever reason, I'm just not all that into it.
I completely forgot about that one.
I feel like I'm like forcing myself to keep playing. I'm playing it because I bought it more than anything else. Ooh. Well, this is gonna be dumb because this definitely isn't like quote unquote game of the year. I fucking love Geometry Survive. Like absolutely fucking love that game. I was so excited when it came back and played the mess out of it. So that one's definitely up there for me on Switch.
Fantasy world that you would create.
Yeah, I don't know. We're creating a video game. My video game fantasy world.
See, the problem with this is all the fantasy worlds that are kind of in video games already now. Like the Mass Effect universe. That's a pretty big one. That's basically Star Wars in so many ways.
True.
You know, there's so many different versions of like the Lord of the Rings. Not even just if you talk about the video games itself.
Just have fantasy. Just fantasy.
High fantasy stuff there, like Dragon Age and
Baldur's Gate.
And then you go to like it's just so much stuff. Like the problem is video games is so expansive. Like even if you want to go to superhero worlds, there's so much stuff there that's not even like Marvel or DC based that you can just do now. Video games is very good with that.
Do you know what this is? Tim over here. You should try Is it Saturn?
I've never heard of this.
Or Saturn. Saturn DX?
Saturn DX. Looking it up.
Wait, did we answer? Did we get a question? I think we got a question I didn't write down. I'm vaguely remembering somebody asking us a question about Aliens games. Did you see that? Did I miss that?
Aliens games? I don't think
somebody asked us a question about Aliens games. Hang on, I'll go look for it, but I'm going to try to find the Saturn.
I see Saturn Deluxe.
Saturn DX. It's $6.99. And it's like an asteroids game.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
looks cool.
Geometry Wars. I am putting it on the wish list, Tim. Putting on the wish list. We'll see if I can pick it up on sale one day. Or if I get my gold. Actually, I haven't checked my gold coins. I may. Oh, they haven't come in yet. I did sign up for this promo that Nintendo had where if you re-upped your NSO, you got like $10 worth of gold coins or something. But they haven't
that was yet. A good deal.
Did I not put that on the list? I thought I put that on the list and I didn't.
You said with the aliens question?
Yeah, I thought somebody asked us a question about aliens, and
I'm seeing if I can look it up now. Huh. Let's see if I can find it. I don't see it.
I know I saw it. I just don't know where I saw it.
Huh.
Okay, here, hang on. While we do that, we have another question that I didn't get in. Comes from Captain Awesome. Says, with Nintendo apparently taking longer than we thought to release the Switch 2, do you think waiting to see what we get from Steam or Asus is a good option? What do you think about that? And I found
in terms of new consoles?
Yeah, like with Nintendo. I mean, here's the thing. Let me break this question down. One, is the Switch taking longer than we thought? Like we thought it was March, now we're thinking April or May. Like, is that longer?
A little bit, but not really.
Not really, though, right?
Yeah. I feel like it's almost apples to oranges. If you kind of want a Steam Deck or something like that at Asus, you kind of want that. Switch is kind of a different monster.
Yeah.
Like I have a Ally and I have a Steam Deck, and I still want the Switch because what the Switch offers to it, it has like so much different games you literally can't get anywhere else. You're not getting Mario or Zelda or Kirby anywhere else but on Switch. So
sure. Yeah, I'm not looking at any of those options in lieu of my Switch. Now I will tell you, if I can ever get one of those Ally X's at a decent price, I might. Because I really like my Ally. I sold it because I didn't want the price to fall out and be left with nothing. Especially because I had the OG model with the fucking busted SD card and stuff. But they fixed like everything. They fixed the battery. Like everything is better now. They fixed the SD card. Like they fixed it all. I would want one, but it's $800 and I'm not paying $800 for one.
That
But
is a lot.
as we go into like Black Friday and stuff, if there's ever a deal where I can pick one of those things up for like 500, I might. I actually might. I'm not really thinking of a Steam Deck. I mean, we have a Steam Deck. I've got one if I want to play it. It's up in Jack's room. He plays it more than anything else. I don't really play games on Steam like that. Like when I'm at work, I have my laptop that I carry. It's a gaming PC and I can play Steam there. When I'm home, I'm sitting here on my TV and I can play Steam there. So I don't really need a Steam Deck.
Yeah. I love my Steam Deck, but yeah, it doesn't replace the Switch.
The Ally X gives me more than the Ally X gives me Game Pass, it gives me Windows, it gives me Ubisoft, it gives me Epic Game Store. Like it's the PC experience. The Steam Deck is the Steam experience. Right. So I'm not really all that interested in Steam Deck personally. Now, if they release another one, if there's like a Steam Deck 2, the performance is way better and the price is still really solid, like, yeah, I'd probably consider it. But I am like you, even if I consider it, I wouldn't consider it in lieu of the Switch.
Yeah.
I want the Switch. I do. I want the Switch too. And like, I hate sounding, I know this probably sounds repetitive to Shack listeners, but it matters that developers, when they're building games for Switch and Switch 2, that they're building the best version of their game for that console. That's not the case on Steam Deck and Ally. What those consoles are doing is that they are running the PC version of that game as best as those processors can. And there's a huge difference there. There's optimization. The devs are literally pulling levers, smoke and mirrors, doing whatever they can to give you the best version of their game. That's why ports of games on Switch, which are significantly less powered than the Steam Deck, can appear to be the same. That's why when you hear all of this, if you follow the rumors for Switch 2, you've probably come across an article or two that's like, the Switch 2 will be underpowered compared to the Steam Deck. Yeah, probably will. Like if you're looking at it in nuts and bolts, like if you're like pure teraflops, yeah, the Switch probably won't be as strong as the Ally. But guess what it will do? It'll have the game optimized to run as good as possible for it versus the Ally, which will likely mean that it can run the game as well, or in some cases, probably better than the Ally.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's important. It matters.
It is. It's hugely important. Like it is really important, and I feel like that's always lost in these portable comparisons, because PC gaming, everybody just kind of gets to the point where they think that it's just a matter of like sliders. They're right, like, oh, we'll just turn up and down the sliders. Like, yeah, that's not, in the Switch's case, that's not the same. The Switch is a console. The developers are developing their game to run as good as it can on this console. And not every developer does that, but the good ones do. The majority of them do. So I would expect the Switch 2 games to be pretty strong.
I agree.
Yeah.
What?
We have another one. Sorry, I forgot. I did find it. From Dead Man. Question for Shaq. If a game based on the Alien franchise were to be made on the Switch, what kind of game would it be? Do you want something like Alien Isolation or something different?
I want Alien Isolation too.
I don't.
I
It's
really
a great
dig Alien
game.
Isolation.
It's a great game. I take nothing away from it. It's just not fun. It's not fun for me to just like, sneak and hide around and duck in fear constantly. It's very trial and error. Like, can I move? Nope, I'm dead. I'll try it again. It's not like particularly fun for me.
My thing with the Alien games they make now is 9 out of 10 of the games is just Space Marines. It's just shooting at aliens.
Well, there was Colonial Marines, which was a disaster.
Yeah.
Then there was
the one that came Fire Team something.
Fire Team Elite. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. It's
Which
on
is a
Switch.
team shooter.
It's a team shooter. You can play it solo. It's not great. I've played that one. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great.
And then you have the one that's what is it? It's like a strategy game, a real-time strategy game that just came out. I think it came out earlier this year or last year.
Josh was tagging me in that one. It's a tactics game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking, oh, Yarden says I want Alien Crossing. That's great. Okay. So we got asked this question at some point. I don't remember if it was a PSVG or Shaq, but one of the listeners was like, Donnie, have you ever, because I think I said something like it should just be Alien Metroidvania, which is what Neo Prime says, but that is just Metroid. Like that is Metroid. Metroid is Alien Metroidvania. But then somebody told me that Way Forward made one of those. There is one. I've never played it. It's called Alien Infestation. It came out on DS, and I did look it up. It looks awesome. Like, by the way, it looks kind of great. To the point where I'm wondering, with Alien being all in the buzz, why doesn't someone like get one of these games out right now? Like, why doesn't it like Way Forward or somebody like, bring one of these? Why isn't Night Dive Studio doing something like this? Because
this looks cool.
Here's what I was going to say. I have not played a ton of Alien video games. I've never played this DS game. I played Fireteam Elite. I've played Isolation. I played Colonial Marines. But I didn't play a lot of the old ones. But I did play, when I was kind of getting into games, I played Alien Trilogy. You ever play that?
Yes, I did.
It's like Doom. That's super cool. And then I played, I don't remember the name of the game. It was like a shooter. I was going to say, is it something that's like Turok?
Yeah, I think it's Alien versus Predator.
That would be the game that I would want to play. I would want to play something like that. So that's probably what I would do, is I would come up with some sort of game like that. I would love to play like something big. I know that's not like what movie fans want to hear. But like, I really like Prometheus and Covenant, and I would love to play like a big fucking space epic like that. I think it'd be really cool if it was like Halo. If you played Halo, but it was aliens, that'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
I think so. I think that'd be really fun. Did you ever play the arcade game?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I thought so. I remember that when I was little. Was that Konami? It's like Contra, right?
Yeah.
I thought that one was fun. Like, I've played that a handful of times over the years. It's not, I never beat it or anything. It's not something, but I've played it a bunch.
I played all the Alien arcade games.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought maybe you would have. But yeah, if I was picking my own, I think that's what I would do. I would make something like Turok or Halo and just make an Aliens game. One's obviously much bigger than other. I would love if that Turok game, I do think it's Alien versus Predator. I would love if like Night Dive brought that back with like all these retro shooters that we're getting. I think that'd be dope if they remastered that like they did Dark Forces and Turok and stuff. That'd be super fun.
That would be.
Because that was a good game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Aliens video game. Turok.
All right.
What is this? I keep getting. Aliens versus Predator 2. I think is the game I'm talking about. This makes sense because, oh yeah, you know why I like this game?
Why?
Because it was made by Monolith.
There you go.
Who made Fear, Condemned, and Shadows of Mordor.
Condemned's a great game.
Yeah, it's a good studio. But yeah, Aliens versus Predator 2, published by Fox Interactive, developed by Monolith Productions, came out in 2001.
There you go.
That was a cool
right
game.
Now. The Aliens games are on sale now anyway, so you probably can get it cheap.
Are those games on? Like, are those old PC games and stuff on Steam?
I'm looking on Steam right now. Aliens versus Predator Classic is now 69 cents.
Whoa, hang on. Now I got to catch up to you. I didn't even know. I never even thought that these games would be there because I thought they were so old. Aliens versus Predator Collection. What are we getting here? Aliens versus Predator. Oh, it's just map packs.
Yeah, they got some stuff on here.
Oh shit! I pulled up Aliens versus Predator. This is a 2010 game. Survive, hunt, prey in deadly jungles and swamps. New thrilling first-person gameplay. It's published by Sega. Is this a remake or is something completely different?
I don't know.
Hmm.
The one I got is Aliens vs. Predator Classic 2000. And that looks like the original ones.
I'm gonna buy both. You're right. There is an Alien sale. Everything's on here.
Yeah.
Colonials Marine, Isolation, Aliens versus Predator. So this is like, I still don't see the classic though.
Let me see if I can find it. I know what I'll do. I have it in my cart. It's 69 cents. We probably should end the show. You know, talking about rambling about Aliens versus Predator.
I found it. Yeah, I had to like actually Google it and to go get to it. I'm gonna open up. There's an Aliens bundle. You get Colonial Marine, Predator Collection, and Isolation. The Predator Collection is just map. I'm gonna get both. I'm gonna get this 2010, whatever it is. I'm gonna have to find out what this is, and then I'm gonna get the classic. The classic. This isn't the Monolith one. I don't know what this one is.
I don't know either. One? I think this is the first one.
Okay, I'm gonna get it. It's 69 cents. Nice.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? 69 cents for both. You get both of them for $4. So
yeah, you can't beat.
You gotta
that.
love Steam. And purchased. I can't see. Says there's a bunch of Alien games in the 90s. Yeah, I figured there's a bunch of fucking Alien movies in the 90s.
Oh, there's a Judge Dredd game too.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting this.
All right. Yeah. So that's going to do it for the show. Thanks. Hopefully you guys didn't mind us going off on our little Steam tangent here, finding Aliens games. It's all the rage. Go see the movie. Prepare, get ready for Executive Horror. Rebecca will be back next week. We can talk about more Nintendo stuff and we can hear about all of her fun stories from Zeldathon. Very much looking forward to it. And yeah, that'll do it. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah.
See you, Kooplings.
Peace.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?